Hello, my dear angling friends. Welcome back to the channel, your go-to spot for all things fishing. Today, we're diving deep into the UK fishing forecast for a very specific day, the 27th of November 2025. Now, why is this day so special, you ask? Well, my friends, this late autumn day promises a fascinating mix of conditions, a touch milder than usual for the season, with some light rain, which, believe it or not, can sometimes be just the trigger our finned friends need to get moving. So grab your cuppa, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to turn these conditions into an unforgettable day on the water. First up, let's talk about our top freshwater predators, the mighty pike. My friends, late November is still prime time for these freshwater apex predators as they actively look to pack on weight before winter truly sets in. With inland water temperatures hovering around 6 to 10 degrees Celsius, pike will be active, but they'll be looking for easy meals to conserve energy. You'll want to focus on deeper margins, especially where you find sharp drop-offs, submerged snags, or the thinning remnants of weed beds. River bends and deep pools are also classic holding spots, offering both shelter and ambush points for baitfish. For tackle, a medium to heavy spinning rod is your best bet. Try larger lures like soft plastic shads or jerkbaits worked slowly and methodically. My little trick here is to use a dead bait like a small roach or mackerel, ledgered near those drop-offs. A slow presentation is absolutely key in this colder water. Next, let's turn our attention to the feisty perch. These striped warriors are usually quite active in November, and they absolutely love chasing lures. With water temperatures trending downwards, perch will be on the hunt for easy meals before the deep cold truly sets in. You'll find them starting to show up in deeper sections of larger lakes and slow-moving rivers. Look for them around features like submerged structures, old sunken trees, bridge pillars, or even deeper marginal reed beds, as these spots offer both shelter and ambush points for baitfish. The key to perch fishing this week will be finesse. Small lures like jigs, blades, or natural bait such as maggots and small worms fished slowly and methodically will often entice a bite. A small drop-shot rig with a tiny soft plastic is a fantastic option for incredibly subtle presentations in colder water. And for our dedicated coarse fishing fans, let's talk about chub. These beautiful silver fish can still provide excellent sport in late autumn. Chub will feed all winter long. These fish will be shoaling tightly and seeking deeper, warmer water in lakes and canals, and deeper, slower-moving glides on rivers, especially on the inside of bends or behind features. The golden rule here is to scale everything down and feed sparingly. Feeder fishing will be your go-to tactic. Use a small, open-end feeder packed with a dark, rich ground bait, and present small baits like maggots, casters, or tiny pieces of bread punch on a fine hook. Precision casting and regular light feeding are crucial to build up a swim and keep those fish interested without overfeeding them in the cold water. If you're heading to the coast, remember that cod and whiting will be actively feeding, and even bass can be caught in surf conditions, especially with larger, scent-rich baits like peeler crab or whole squid. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of the conditions for Thursday, the 27th of November 2025. The weather across much of the UK looks to be generally on the milder side for late November, with daytime temperatures ranging from around 3 to 9 degrees Celsius, or 37 to 48 degrees Fahrenheit. We can expect some light rain during the day, with around a 35% chance, and possibly a moderate breeze. Atmospheric pressure looks to be relatively stable, perhaps with a slight dip, which can sometimes get the fish moving. This mix of slightly warmer air and light precipitation means fish will be seeking stable, comfortable conditions. Speaking of comfort, let's talk water temperature. Inland freshwater bodies across the UK will likely be cold, hovering around 6 to 10 degrees Celsius or 43 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and they'll continue to cool as the month progresses. Coastal sea temperatures will average around 10 to 13 degrees Celsius. This cooling trend is absolutely crucial, my friends. As cold-blooded creatures, fish metabolism slows significantly with falling temperatures, prompting them to seek out slightly warmer, deeper areas where the temperature is more stable. This is your cue. Find the deeper water, find the fish. And what about the moon phase on the 27th of November, 2025? We will be under a waxing crescent moon. It will be around 6 to 8 lunar days old with an illumination of about 41 to 44%. Now you know the old anglers' tales. Some believe a waxing crescent can lead to more neutral or slightly slower fishing, as much of the major feeding activity might have occurred around the new moon. However, from my experience, immediate weather changes and stable conditions often influence fish more than the moon phase itself. Today, the light rain and slightly elevated temperatures could override any lunar effect. Considering all these factors, the slightly milder damp weather, the cooling water, and the fish's drive to feed before winter truly sets in, my overall assessment for fishing on the 27th of November is a capricious to good touch bite for predators like pike and perch, and slow but possible for coarse fish. The cooling water and unsettled weather mean fish will be active in bursts but potentially finicky. Patience, careful bait presentation, and adapting to the specific conditions of your chosen venue will be your greatest assets. Look for those brief windows of increased activity, especially during lulls in the rain or slight pressure changes. So there you have it, my fellow anglers. Wrap up warm, be strategic, and you could have some incredible fishing. I wish you nothing but the best of luck out there, tight lines, and of course, absolutely no tails or scales. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments below, what are your plans for this week? What have you been catching lately? I love reading your stories.